Neymar Jr. is closing in on his return to Santos. Here we go, he's coming very soon. The verbal agreement is done between Santos, Neymar and Al-Hilal.
Neymar terminates his Al-Hilal contract early and shocks fans by returning to Santos, raising questions about his commitment to top-tier football.
Now working on the formal steps on the deal, so in the next days, Al-Hilal and Santos will check all the contracts, will discuss the final details of the formula, and then Neymar will be back to Santos.
In a surprising turn of events, Neymar Jr. has parted ways with Al-Hilal, marking the end of his brief and challenging tenure in Saudi Arabia. The Brazilian forward, who had joined the club in the summer of 2023 after leaving Paris Saint-Germain for a hefty fee, has opted to return to his roots. Neymar will be heading back to Santos, the Brazilian club where he first rose to prominence as a teenager, setting the stage for a new chapter in his storied career.
The verbal agreement is in place, Neymar is already planning for the transfer, a huge move for the Brazilian, ready to come back home. O menino Neymar Jr. vai voltar pra vila. Neymar to Santos is imminent. Here we go.
The news of Neymar's departure from Al-Hilal has already sent shockwaves through the footballing world, especially in Brazil, where the forward is a national hero. The decision to terminate his contract with the Saudi Arabian club is seen as a bold move, especially given the lucrative deal he had signed, worth over $100 million, and the fact that the contract still had several months to run. Nevertheless, it appears that the player, who has been plagued by injuries over the past year, is seeking a fresh start in a more familiar environment.
Coutinho returned and Oscar just scored his first goal back for Sao Paulo. Now it's Neymar's turn. And bro, he is going to have stadiums across Brazil completely overflowing.
Neymar's spell at Al-Hilal was far from the success he had hoped for. Despite joining the Saudi club amid much fanfare, his time in the Middle East was marred by injuries that severely limited his contributions on the field. After suffering a torn ACL in late 2023 while on international duty with Brazil, Neymar struggled to regain full fitness, playing only a handful of matches for Al-Hilal in 2024. In fact, Neymar made just 2 appearances in the entirety of the year, accumulating a mere 42 minutes of playing time. This marked a sharp contrast to the high expectations that surrounded his move to Saudi Arabia, where he was expected to be one of the standout stars in the Pro League.
Over £200 million spent for just 7 games. Neymar's Al-Hilal transfer is the worst deal in football history. You thought Hazard, Coutinho or Antony were bad deals? Well, this is next level. When Neymar joined the Saudi Pro League in 2023, the compensation package was something else. Al-Hilal directly paid PSG £77 million for the transfer, but it was Neymar's 2-year salary commitment of £168 million that was truly jaw-dropping. However, disaster struck when Neymar suffered an ACL blow. Upon recovering a year later, he then immediately tore his hamstring. So after 18 months, Al-Hilal have run out of patience, and it's believed Neymar's now closing in on a return to Santos, with the MLS also chasing. Regardless of Neymar's future though, his deal in the Middle East was a total disaster. Neymar has already generated $126 million on salary for just 7 appearances. It remains to be seen whether Al-Hilal pay out the remaining $42 million of his contract, but let's be charitable to Al-Hilal and say they mutually agreed to terminate the deal. They've still spent over $203 million for nothing in return. Biggest L transfer ever.
Despite the frustrating period he endured at Al-Hilal, Neymar's decision to leave Saudi Arabia and return to Brazil carries significant implications. The move is not only a personal one, as Neymar looks to regain his fitness and rediscover the form that made him one of the best players in the world, but it also holds great symbolic value. Neymar is returning to Santos, the club where he began his professional journey and made a name for himself as a prodigious talent.
Neymar Jr. just shocked the world again. Ever since he joined Al-Hilal, he was a disaster because he was always injured. But now he is set to make a shocking return to his boyhood club, Santos FC. In 2011, he finished 10th in the Ballon d'Or rankings, despite playing for a club outside of Europe. That's how good he was at Santos. He was a generational talent, and in Europe, he became the 3rd best player ever. Now, we wish for that to happen all over again, but he returns to Santos to end his career.
Santos, the club where Neymar's career took off, is undergoing a period of transition. After spending a season in Brazil's 2nd division, the club has made its way back to the top flight and is eager to re-establish itself as a dominant force in South American football. Neymar's return is seen as the key to this revival. While Santos has faced challenges in recent years, the club has remained close to Neymar's heart, and this connection is now set to be rekindled in a very public and exciting way. In his first stint with Santos, Neymar played an instrumental role in the club's rise to prominence both domestically and internationally. Over the course of 225 appearances, Neymar scored 136 goals, leaving an indelible mark on the club's history. His performances with Santos were nothing short of magical, as he dazzled fans with his flair, technical ability, and goal-scoring prowess. It was during this time that he helped lead Santos to their most recent Copa Libertadores title, marking a peak in the club's footballing success and elevating Neymar to global stardom. Neymar's return to Santos is not only significant for the player, but also for the club, which is hoping to leverage his star power to help it return to the heights it once reached. Santos's management sees the return of Neymar as a way to boost morale within the squad and reignite the passion among the club's fan base. After years of underperformance, the club is desperate for a revival, and Neymar is seen as the catalyst for that change. For Neymar, the move represents an opportunity to reconnect with his roots and rediscover the joy and creativity that once defined his playing style. Despite his global fame and success in Europe, Neymar has always maintained a strong emotional connection to Santos and the city of São Paulo. His time at Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain may have brought him numerous accolades and titles, but Neymar's bond with his first club has remained unshakable. Now, as he approaches his 33rd birthday, he is eager to return to a more familiar environment where he can focus on his development and career longevity. Neymar's health has been a key issue in recent years. Injuries have plagued his career, and his time at Al-Hilal was no exception. While Neymar did manage to return from his ACL injury, his time on the field was further interrupted by a hamstring issue, limiting his opportunities to contribute significantly. As a result, he made only 7 appearances for Al-Hilal across all competitions, scoring just 1 goal and registering 3 assists. This disappointing period in Saudi Arabia has prompted Neymar to rethink his future, and a return to Brazil seems like the ideal solution. The Brazilian forward's decision to leave Al-Hilal also appears to be influenced by the changing dynamics at the Saudi club. Al-Hilal's manager, Jorge Jesus, had already indicated that Neymar was no longer able to perform at the level expected of him, and the club's decision not to register him for the Saudi Pro League further demonstrated the diminished role he had within the team. With his opportunities at Al-Hilal drying up, Neymar is keen to find a new challenge, one where he can regain his fitness and continue to compete at the highest level. The move to Santos could be a turning point in Neymar's career. With a 6-month contract in place, Neymar will have the chance to prove himself in the Brasileirão, Brazil's top-tier football competition. Santos hopes to bring back the player who once set the league on fire with his incredible performances. The Brazilian football community will be watching closely, eager to see if Neymar can regain the form that once made him one of the most exciting players in the world. For Santos, the return of Neymar is not only about on-field success, but also about marketing and global visibility. The club has struggled to compete with the financial might of Europe's top clubs and the rising prominence of Saudi Arabian football, but Neymar's return gives them a unique opportunity to increase their global profile. Santos is hoping that Neymar's presence will not only inspire their players, but also attract more fans and sponsors, both locally and internationally. The club's management is well aware of the commercial value Neymar brings, and they are eager to capitalize on the opportunity. Neymar's return to Brazil could also have implications for his future with the Brazilian national team. With the 2026 FIFA World Cup on the horizon, Neymar will be keen to remain in top form and make an impact for Brazil. Playing regularly in the Brasileirão with Santos could help him stay sharp and prepare for the World Cup, where he will hope to lead his country to glory. Neymar has already enjoyed a successful international career, but with age catching up to him, the 2026 World Cup could be his final opportunity to win the sport's most coveted prize.
I don't know. Foi o que eu falei, eu confio no meu time, nos meus companheiros, para que a gente possa fazer as coisas corretas para chegar na Copa do Mundo e fazer o que todo brasileiro quer ganhar.
As Neymar prepares to return to Brazil and don the Santos jersey once again, the anticipation is palpable. Fans are eager to see their hero back on the pitch, and Neymar himself is motivated to rediscover his best form. This is more than just a move between clubs. It's a return to the heart of Brazilian football, where Neymar's journey began. It is a story of redemption, passion, and the quest for glory, as Neymar seeks to write the next chapter of his remarkable career at the club that helped launch him into the footballing stratosphere. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.